Yikes. Okay, to add on to the helping parents video, part two. There's always a part two because I always forget. I always have ideas after I turn off the camera. Yikes. We do not want to go to the opposite extreme from never apologizing to our children, never saying the words "I'm sorry" to our children. Your children. I'm not a parent. And I'm talking like I'm a parent. I'm a child, so I do know about parenting, okay? I've had parents. So I do know what I'm talking about. You don't want to go from, parents do not want to go from never apologizing to their kids to over apologizing too much. So much drama happens to me. So many lessons every time I go to a store. I was in a store the other day. I don't know if she was the mother. I'm assuming she was the mother of the child. I don't know. Woman and child. This woman was a slave to this child. The woman was a slave to the kid. Okay. This woman was like this to the kid. And this child was screaming and crying over every little thing. And I thought, well, cause and effect. Cause and effect. If you're like this to someone, they're going to treat you like a slave. But this is obviously the way you want to be treated. It's the way you're acting. So, but at the same time, is he like that? Well, obviously he's like that because he's like that because, so which one's which? Chicken or the egg? That's the older person. So I'm assuming he's like that because of her. It is not, she's like that because of him, or maybe it is. I don't know, whatever the whole paradox thing is. They're acting like this. This is the relationship. Okay? She's like this to the kid. You don't want to be like that either. You don't want to be a slave to your child. You're in charge. You're the role model. However, you also have to accept the fact that your children are going to be your role model. Your children are going to teach you a lot. You have to be willing to accept. A lot of parents are like, you can't teach me anything, kid. No, you're there to learn from your kid. Your child is also going to be teaching you many things, and you have to be receptive to that. Otherwise, you're going to be teaching your child that they're dumb. If you're not open to any of your kid's ideas, what are you teaching your kid? I don't respect your brain. You're dumb. You can't teach me anything. You don't know anything. I know it all. That's a terrible lesson for your kid. Where was I going with this? Okay, so no being a slave to your kids. That's not good either. Okay. Just whatever you want. Oh my gosh. Just. This woman was a slave to this kid. I was like, wow. Wow. Interesting and unfortunate, right? Something needs to happen there. So imagine that child in 10 years, 20 years. This little boy. I would never be that little boy's girlfriend. That'd be hell, right? The way he acts now, and he may be 2 years old, maybe 2, 3 years old, just screaming, crying at any little thing to bother him. And she's like this to the kid. Okay. I was like, whoa. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. Not my thing. Well, I should, I do worry about it, and I can't worry about it at the same time, So, don't want to go to either extreme. Happy medium, middle way, happy medium. That's logical. Logic is usually somewhere in the middle, right? Compromise. You don't want to go from never saying you're sorry to your children to being a slave to your children. And you want to stay comfy in here, right? Okay, so an example. Okay. The whole movie theater thing. If you're late to the movie theater, I'm sorry, kiddo. I'm sorry to your kid. Say the words, I'm sorry. Own up to your kid. We were late to the movie theater because I did not leave in time. I'm sorry. Next time we're going to leave early. It's going to be okay. That's not the same thing as taking your child to Disneyland because you were late to the movie theater and feeling like you have to grovel back to your kid. It's not the same thing. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to take a trip to Florida and go to Disneyland because you were late to the movie. Okay? So no extremes. You don't have to shower your kid with a party because you were late to the movie. Okay? So some parent, they're over here or they're over here. You gotta squeeze in the middle. Okay? Everyone will be happy and normal.